And we are live. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yvonne here from My Halal Kitchen. Today, I have a really cool panel of guests for you to talk about a very exciting event in the halal space called MIHAS, the Malaysia International Halal Showcase. And I have three guests from MaTrade who are going to talk about how anyone in the halal industry can benefit from this really important event, whether you are a consumer, a business owner, a manufacturer. They're going to just dive in and tell us all about the event and what benefit it is to anyone interested in getting into the halal space or whoever's already in the halal space. And this is a really exciting time for me because this is an event that I have wanted to go to for years and years and years, 17 years in the making, and I'm finally getting to be more involved in it this year. So I'll introduce my guests, but first I want to tell you just a little bit about MIHAS. Since its inception in 2004, MIHAS, or the Malaysia International Halal Showcase, has become the global marketplace for local and foreign businesses to seize opportunities in the halal market and to contribute significantly to the global halal economy. In 2019, MIHAS attracted around 30,000 traders and visitors. That's huge, resulting in a total trade value of over $380 million. This is the 17th year of the event, and the first year it will be a hybrid one, which is important during COVID times. And the in-person event will take place from September 9th to the 12th in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and virtually from September 9th to December 31st. So I would like to welcome my guest, Sadat Mad. Thank you for being here, Sadat. Diana Talit and Nazri Sadun. Thank you all for being here. Long introduction, and I'm going to tell, they're all going to be speaking about the event, but first I'm going to introduce each of my guests individually. They have a really great background in this industry. Sadat is the Trade Commissioner at MaTrade Los Angeles. MaTrade is known as the Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation and is the national trade promotion agency under the Ministry of International Trade and Industry of Malaysia. MaTrade puts the spotlight on capable Malaysian companies internationally by helping to make the phrase "made in Malaysia" synonymous with excellence, reliability, and trustworthiness. And that's definitely the reputation that Malaysian products have. Sadat joined the organization in 2008 and was stationed at the MaTrade office in Yangon, Myanmar in 2013, where he served for 4 years before his current assignment in Los Angeles. And that's how we connected, right? Because we're both in California. Sadat has assisted US companies to source products and services from Malaysia, coordinated Malaysia trade delegations to the US, and organized the Malaysia Pavilion at various trade shows in the US. He also helps US companies explore investment opportunities in Malaysia and how they can leverage its strategic location to reach the surrounding regional market. You're a very busy guy, Sadat. You do some important work connecting companies and business and government. So I'm going to let you talk all about that in just a moment. Let me introduce Diana. Diana is currently based in New York as Malaysia Trade Commissioner Officer covering the eastern part of the US and Canada. She spent 5 years overseeing posting as Malaysia Trade Commissioner based in Paris, France. That's very enviable. Overseeing the promotion of Malaysia's trade with France, Spain, Portugal, and Monaco. That sounds like a cool job. She graduated from the University of Technology, Mara, in Malaysia with a bachelor's degree in business administration and marketing. Over 25 years of working experience she has in both private and public sector. 11 years as corporate banker and 14 years in public service with Malaysia's Ministry of International Trade and Industry, accumulating experiences in international trade promotion, entrepreneur development, and forging government-private sector relations. Wow. And Mohammed Nazri Sadun, thank you for being here as well. He's currently the Director, Trade Commissioner of Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation in Miami, Florida. He possesses over 15 years of professional experience in the international trade industry with knowledge and understanding in the oil and gas industry and sourcing opportunities in Malaysia. He has coordinated, managed, and traveled extensively for MaTrade's specialized marketing mission, export acceleration missions, trade and investment missions, as well as for Malaysia Prime Minister's mission. He has also had considerable experience as project lead for several trade-related projects with the Malaysian companies doing business in Laos, Philippines, South and Central Asia, Sweden, Norway, USA, Colombia, just to name a few. You guys are incredible. I mean, just by reading your bios, I was amazed at how much Malaysian products are moving throughout the world, and that's just incredible. So MIHAS is this #1 halal event that showcases not just Malaysian products, but products from around the world. So I'm going to let you guys do the talking now. I've had a mouthful. So please tell us about your personal roles, your professional roles in MATRADE, and how that comes to life in this MIHAS event. What is it that what you're doing kind of transfers to this event where people can actually take advantage of the opportunities presented?
All right, thank you, Yvonne. Really appreciate the time that you're having us today. And very appreciative of my colleagues from New York and also Miami for joining us today. So I hope that we'll be able to help your audience today to learn more about MIHAS and the opportunities that the halal industry, not only in the US or Malaysia, but the global halal industry has to offer for US companies, entrepreneurs, even buyers, importers, and even distributors. So in a nutshell, our role here in the US is to identify opportunities for US companies in the halal space. And from there, we connect through MIHAS, which is the platform that we have. We've been organizing this show since 2004. So you can see that there's decades and decades of experience, and we have a lot of successful events happening during that time, including business matchings, connecting with potential customers, and also connecting with the consumers overall. So what we do in the US is we try to connect with the US companies, potential companies who want to explore the halal market. We want to show them the value of the halal market, the halal opportunity that's available for US companies. And it's not only for the US as well, but also other markets that are thriving. We can talk about Africa, we can talk about East Asia, we can talk about Europe. Over there, there's a lot of acceptance for halal products. And then now we hope to connect US companies or even the companies from all over the world and connect them with Malaysia suppliers for this opportunity as well.
It's interesting that you say that African countries are interested in halal. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's how important such an international event in the halal space is. If we really get educated, those of us who kind of think that things are only going on in our own countries, but that there's just immense trade happening, and this is the place to be to meet the people to do that trade with. So thank you. Thank you so much. I guess the next question I would have is that, okay, MIHAS is today really the largest event in the halal space as a whole. But how did MIHAS start, and in what ways has it grown over the last 17 years? I think that's a bit fascinating to me because we have lots of halal events around the world, but it has this reputation for just being so huge and so important. How did it start?
Yeah, as a trade promotion organization, we've been around since the early 90s, and then to be open about it, we have like probably a few hundred events a year. But I would say personally, we are so proud of MIHAS. I mean, we've been developing this trade fair. We've been developing this event since 2004 when it started as a small regional event. Back then, it was probably constrained in one hall, but now we have a whole exhibition center dedicated for MIHAS. So now we can easily say for the past 16, 17 years that MIHAS has been held. We've hosted more than 8,000 exhibitors from 88 countries to this show. So that's no easy feat. And on top of that, we have 400,000 visitors globally since its inception. So yes, MIHAS is something that we're very proud of, and we hope that it will in a way contribute to the halal ecosystem. I mean, Malaysia is only part of the halal ecosystem that we have in this global economy. And together with our friends and partners from North America, from Middle East region, from Asia, from Africa, from all over the world, we hope that we will be the connector for the MIHAS and the global halal economy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing about it for the past 13 years that I've been in the industry, and it's sort of like, if you're in halal, you've got to come to this event because, you know, everybody goes. And, you know, from the US, it's really far. so it's always been like in the back of those of us who haven't been, it's always been like that thing that you have to do. You have to go and you have to meet people, and everyone. Malaysia has such a fantastic reputation for halal products and the quality of things, and that this is also a great networking opportunity for people in the space, and not just those of us who have been in it for years, but I meet so many business professionals today who are coming up with ideas for halal products, whether it's food, pharmaceutical, cosmetic, and this is a great way to sort of get their feet wet and see what the possibilities are. And as you said, with all the other countries interested in halal products, we can be very U.S. centric here, but there's lots of opportunities to sell to other countries. So that's a really important piece of the puzzle for this event, I would say. Yeah. So that said, I mean, I'm sort of alluding to like who should participate, but you tell us a little bit more about like, what kind of people or professionals or guests that you think would should really consider participating. Is it some people think that they have to be in the halal space, so who else could really be part of this event?
I can answer that, Yvonne. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be in your platform today and to engage with your audience. With regards to your question regarding who should participate in MIHAS and why, well, we welcome everybody from buyers to trade visitors to the general public to participate in MIHAS. I mean, the event covers a wide range of industries from food and beverage to pharmaceutical, cosmetics, from finance to e-commerce, and also to logistic to tourism. So basically, we want to virtually host a baby of a halal exhibitor from well over 15,000 international buyers and trade visitors across the halal ecosystem. We want to make it the largest halal event. So the showcase, for example, has attracted some of the industry giants, including what we call these MIHAS Diamond sponsors from a company such as the bank CIMB Islamic Bank Malaysia, as well as our collaborative partners such as Standard Chartered SADC, which will be leading the conversation about enabling the Islamic economy and the sustainable supply chain, respectively. So this year's edition of MIHAS, like you mentioned just now, will be held from September 9 until December 31st. So this year, because of we have been doing this virtual MIHAS since last year because of the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. So we, the organizer, Matrade, and also the company, the vendor that we, contracted to organize this event, has fitted MIHAS with digital capabilities. What it means that the aim is to neutralize the disruption from the pandemic by enabling exhibitors, visitors, and participants with freedom to network with artificial intelligence assisted business matching session, for example, which can connect across time zones with live chats available 24/7, basically. You can view showcases of product and services and participate in webinar from the safety and comfort of your home countries.
Exactly.
Exhibiting brands will also benefit from real-time data where they can access which is crucial for analysis and brand development to remain competitive in today's highly digitalized environment. So I can say that MIHAS is truly the entire halal ecosystem meets at MIHAS. So offering visitors an unbeatable platform to network and share market insight. Yeah, that's what MIHAS is all about.
And the hybrid option is such a blessing for those of us who can't travel or choose not to travel, just to be safe, or just the fact that it's kind of easier to just navigate all the different businesses from the comfort of your laptop or your computer. Yeah.
That's what we are aiming to do.
Yeah, Nazri, how do you think the average person watching could really just benefit? Like, they don't have a business, they're not in manufacturing or anything, but they're just interested in like what goes on in this industry. What are some ways you would suggest that the average consumer could participate, so to speak? or learn something from the event?
Okay. Basically, the average consumer can take part in the event by registering as a trade visitor. So they can just visit www.mihas.com.my and
Yep.
click on the visitors tab for more information. So through this initiative, there is a wealth of information, programs, and sessions on the halal market throughout MIHAS from the dates that you mentioned. This year's theme is Empowering Halal. Tomorrow, together, MIHAS for 2021 will focus on showcasing 12 key pillars, which include education, pharmaceuticals, services and enablers, franchise, modest fashion, Islamic finance,
Mhm.
cosmetics and personal care, media and recreation, uh, Muslim-friendly travel, e-commerce, and food technology. So MIHAS
Amazing.
2021 Virtual Knowledge Hub will continue from 10 to 12 2021 September, beginning with sessions for Malaysian exporters to get up close with trade commissioners from markets such as we have from South Asia, MENA, West Africa, Central Asia, and Europe for the opportunities to explore potential halal export opportunities with MIHAS 2021 as the catalyst. No, and additional to that, lineup of thought-provoking dialogues on halal related topics of interest are well outlined. They are covering Islamic financing, innovation, and businesses sustainability,
Mhm.
digital technologies, and the role of women entrepreneurs in halal economy, among others. Prominent policymakers, strategic thinkers, renowned academicians, as well as industry leaders and influencers are eager to offer their perspectives and thoughts, which will be streamlined live over the 3 days.
That fascinates me so much because I know a lot of times people kind of assume that these things are just for people who have, you know, established businesses, but this is like such a perfect opportunity for people who are they want to get to learn more about the opportunities in the space and meet other like-minded people. When you mentioned strategic thinkers and policymakers, I mean, there's so much involved in a business or an idea, and it sounds like people can just meet others who they can kind of absorb the information that's being presented. And I know people, for example, in Islamic schools, you know, maybe teachers, maybe people who write books. That's becoming very popular now. Like I know independent writers and authors, and they're you know, catering to the halal consumer, Muslim consumer. They might find innovative ideas or on the in the tech side of how to, you know, publish or something like that. I mean, it sounds to me like everything is covered in this space. Am I right?
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really awesome. And myself being in sort of media, you know, I have to be there. I have to be part of it. I have to kind of get to know more people, and you know, and just being visible is an important step. You know, maybe even if you don't have something to actually exhibit, but like you said, Nazri, like just you can register as a participant, and I've added the link in the comment section. So if anybody wants to just register as a visitor and just kind of check it out, maybe by next year you'll have something to exhibit. But definitely be part of it this year. Yeah, I think that's just such a cool and huge thing to be part of, and I think people might be thrown off by the idea that they're thinking that it's just for business in Malaysia, but that's not true, right?
No.
Right. So that's another very important thing. So I understand you're gonna have people from like 88 different countries, correct? In the past, you've had people from over 88 different countries. I've seen that on the website, and
Correct.
that's just awesome.
Yeah.
I've posted the link to the MIHAS website as well. So if you guys go to the website, you'll see it's very easy to either register as an exhibitor or register as a trade visitor. I have a question for you, Sadat. When people register as an exhibitor, like if they want to go virtual, let's say they're not going to be able to get to Malaysia, they're going to have to do this virtually. What do they need to have prepared to register as an exhibitor virtually? Do they need to have fancy signs and graphics? Like, what is the best way for them to get prepared? I've had that question quite a bit.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Yes, I'm glad you touched upon the topic of being a virtual exhibitor. First start, it is one of the options and platform that we offer to companies from all over the world to have a piece of the action in the global halal industry, and then to capitalize on the potential leads, potential buyers, and the potential trade exhibitors, trade visitors that will be at the show. So as an exhibitor, if you're considering to participate, you'll need briefly some information about your company, including website, the contact person, perhaps some graphics, some brochures, online brochures, and perhaps some video as well. The best thing about it is that once you register as a virtual exhibitor, there's a team that's ready to help you step by step to set up your virtual booth. So it's kind of like a 3D version or a mock-up of an actual booth. You're going to have the some panels, some structure, and then some 3D rendering that will make your booth really attractive.
Oh,
So I haven't touched the best part yet. The best part is we're giving a special price for the for potential exhibitors for $300, and then you can have all the features that you want to promote at this show. So $300. That's I feel like it's a good
it
price.
is such a
It's
deal.
very competitive. So I feel like hey, I want to give it a try. It's very I would say it's very competitive. And then why not
Yeah.
for a 4 month profile on the largest halal website in the world? So
Yes.
why not?
Yes, I totally agree with that. And I've had some friends really interested in that. And you know, for people who have been to trade shows, I mean, we know how expensive they can be, and plus the travel. So for 300 US dollars plus some change in tax, you can really, you know, and also you're able to exhibit from September 9th to December 31st for that price. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer because you can get into the portal and then you can network with other businesses there, and they can come and visit your virtual booth. For anybody who hasn't participated in a virtual booth, I think, you know, they might think like, oh, what kind of exposure? But my goodness, you can really just chat it up with other businesses or participants who come by your booth, and it's such a great opportunity. Like you said, if you have a video, put it out there. It's kind of like if you were at the trade show and you had a TV set up with a video of your service or business, people would walk by and see it. So it's kind of like the next best thing. And actually today, now people can walk by your booth at midnight in their pajamas and just look at all the different businesses that come by. I mean, power of technology, and you guys are really, really taking it to the next level and making it easy for people to have that exposure and ability to promote their businesses for such a fantastic price. So if anybody wants to do that, you can DM me, you can leave a message here in the comment section. And also, how could somebody be directly in touch with any of you if they want to participate, or if they have questions specifically for any of you? How could they reach you?
I think I'll take this question if you
Sure.
don't mind. Okay. In your introduction, you mentioned about our respective offices, and I believe that you mentioned Los Angeles coverages and New York's coverage. For Miami, I just want to expand a bit before answering your question. Although we're based here in Miami, we cover Florida State and Florida State, U.S. territory of Puerto Rico, and U.S. Virgin Island in the Caribbean. We also cover the Caribbean and two Latin America markets of Colombia and Venezuela. Okay, so hopefully we have some viewers from those coverage too. We can connect for MIHAS. It's simple. You can always email us. For my office, it's miami@matrade.gov.my. We will answer any questions regarding MIHAS. If there's any questions or issues for registration, we will be gladly to assist. Los Angeles is Los Angeles at matrade.gov.my, and New York is at New York at matrade.gov.my.
Okay,
So
I'm posting.
our emails, and please send to us. We can
Okay.
assist.
I'm adding those to the comment section so everybody can have them. And of course, they can always, reach back and into this this webinar. And if they get confused, they can always just ask me too, and I'll direct you to the right people. Is there anything specific to each of your regions, like for the event? Like, is there anything specifically going on between, like in Miami in relation to Halal, or New York in that eastern region in relation to Halal? Is it just, does that not have any bearing on this event, the region of the US that you're working with, or companies that you're working with in the region?
Yes, as we are mandated to promote Malaysian products and services, so I believe that the respective offices have their target sectors as well. Um, but I was also surprised to know when I arrived in Miami on the inquiries we received regarding the halal industry. For example, when we were doing the recruitment drive for exhibitors from MIHAS, we received a lot of inquiries from Jamaica. We received inquiries even from Colombia about the halal industry. So,
Wow.
Mr. Sadat said it's more and more growing.
Yes.
It's not just for the Muslim community. In
Mhm.
fact, here in Miami, just to share my experience, let's say if you wanted to buy halal chicken, poultry, or meat, I was surprised also. Sometimes uh, I have competition with other consumers because they are also buying the halal poultry or meat
Right.
from, let's say, in Walmart. So yeah, I mean, we have our coverage and we also have our sectors, but halal is into it nowadays.
Yeah. So does that mean if somebody watching is in South Florida, for example, and they have products that they want to get into the whole industry, is it a good idea for them to contact you because you're in that region?
Yes, I would
Perfect.
recommend that. Nevertheless,
Great.
I mean, if they happen to be around New York and visit our office, by all means, I believe Ms. Diana will also be able to assist them. And if they're
Right.
in Los Angeles, it's the same thing. We work as one here in the US.
Right. That's so cool. I think, I know in the business community, like when I was back in Chicago, different embassies and consulates would have business events for their particular consulates. And I know other than MIHAS, what do the Malaysian embassies or consulates have in terms of events that would help business owners kind of get more ideas or information about opportunities? Aside from MIHAS, is there anything else that goes on throughout the year?
Oh, maybe I can answer that.
Sure.
Well, yeah, besides MIHAS, we also conduct what we call international sourcing program for various industries, from furniture,
Nice.
from oil and gas. What it
Mhm.
means is that we facilitate the business meeting. I mean, those days we bring buyers from the area of our coverage back to Malaysia physically, but because of the pandemic, we are now doing that through the virtual meetings. So
Mhm.
we organize these by industry sectors. So
Okay.
yeah, this is what we do. So we have this international sourcing program, which we in different industry sector, which we do the whole of the year basically.
That's wonderful. And how would anybody watching know how to find out when those happen, or how could they stay in touch? Is there like some sort of email list or anything that they could be part of?
Well,
Subscribe.
for example, if there's any companies who intend to what they call it, source from Malaysia, because some of the most of the inquiries that we receive from companies that are affected by the trade war. For example, those American companies, for example, they have been importing from China, and because of the increase in the tariff, so they are looking to what do you call it, alternative sourcing from other country, including Malaysia. So they reach out to us and requesting whatever product that they are what do you call it? They currently import from China. Now they want to inquire about importing that from Malaysia, sourcing for that.
Right, right.
Send us emails. That's what they do.
I
Okay.
would like to expand on that if you allow. Okay. For example, I'm here in Miami, right? And my coverage is also in the Caribbean and Colombia, for example. So what we do here also is that we collaborate with, let's say, chambers or entities like, in Colombia, there's this Halal Colombia,
Right.
or Jamaica Halal Bureau, or even the Darul Ulum in Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad,
So,
yes.
in order to promote MIHAS, for example, our event, we collaborate with them and do some outreach similar to this. Maybe we can have a webinar or something like that.
Exactly.
And through those initiatives, we will get some inquiries, or feedback from the attendees, and we will assist them in sourcing from Malaysian suppliers. Like what Ms. Diana said also, in conjunction of MIHAS, we also have the INSP, the sourcing program. So meaning that those who participate in MIHAS, we can connect them with the buyers from our region.
Right. You guys certainly do a fantastic job of connecting all these dots, and really at the end of the day, it's sort of about this, just having this huge network of people who are doing really interesting things and putting people together, like the right people together. So I commend all that you're doing. It's fascinating to me to see, and the opportunities are endless for people to figure out. Even if you don't, like, I always encourage people, even if you don't know exactly what business you want to do, attend an event like MIHAS and kind of get some ideas of what's out there and who's out there and what other people are looking for. Maybe you can become a supplier, for a company that is looking for a specific product, or, there's always an opportunity. So what I really love about this is just the sheer networking that happens at something like MIHAS. So very much looking forward to it this year. It's my first year participating, and I've wanted to do it for so many years. And I mean, next year, inshallah, I hope it's in Malaysia, but for now we'll take the hybrid event, and I think that's going to just be so awesome anyway. So very happy to participate. And I have a lot of good friends that are coming on as business exhibitors, and so I think we're going to have a nice team of people connecting and collaborating and spreading the news about each other there. So I think that's great. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to all of you. Are there any last comments or things you want to tell the audience about MIHAS or anything else?
Yeah, maybe I just want to add up to what Nazri has mentioned.
Sure.
One important point that maybe audience should take note of. Leveraging on our services, our office abroad is, it really, it will save you, some headache or trouble, because we are the government entity that deals with, we know the legit, supply in Malaysia.
Right.
So yeah, I'm sure you have read or heard of cases where people get scammed, that. So when you deal with
such
services,
a great point.
Yeah, so you
fantastic
make sure that you will be meeting legit Malaysian companies.
Fantastic point. Yeah, and that happens all over the world. When people try to kind of do things on their own, they don't have to, because you guys have got this all set up and you're open. I think sometimes people don't realize that they can kind of call or make an appointment and talk to you, and you're full of the resources that they really need. I think if you're not used to working this way, you wouldn't know. So this is very good to know. And you guys are so nice and so open. I've enjoyed getting to know all of you and working with you. So I think, inshallah, there's a future of good relationships. And now I know when I work with businesses that are trying to figure something out about what next steps to take, or they're looking for ingredients or suppliers or something, I can point them your direction, and if you know the answer, you'll provide it. So I think that's golden, very valuable. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to say before we before we close out today? I know you guys are so busy and you have to get back to work, so I don't want to keep you longer than necessary, but please, if you have anything else to add, I am happy to do that now before we head out.
Yeah, I probably have a one last point. Yeah, just to add on to the points that my colleagues from New York and Miami added. Yeah, basically, feel free to approach us anytime. We're open through email with phone numbers and directories listed online. Yeah, so we don't charge anything. Our services are free, and we ensure confidentiality and then in our discussions. So yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be a stranger. Don't be shy. Yeah, just reach out to us. We're happy to meet new people, and we love to talk and discover how we can help you.
Right. Well, two things very important to business owners are free and confidential.
Yeah.
Right. So
I agree.
yeah, very, very good resources. And you guys are so professionally organized and everything. I love working with you. And again, very excited. I am going to continue fielding any questions even after we come off the air. And for those of you watching, please share this video on Facebook to all of your contacts. You know, anybody in your friends and family list who you think might be interested, or maybe they have an idea for a business, but they're kind of, you know, sitting on it. Just show them this event is happening and encourage them to participate as an observer. You never know what they'll find. And also the replay will be on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/myhalalkitchen. So
I have one more last thing to say, if
sure.
you don't.
Of course, please.
Because my colleagues already mentioned the conclusion and the free part. Just one thing. Think halal, think MIHAS.
Love it. Think halal, think MIHAS. Are you going to make t-shirts for that?
Good suggestion.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it's a great idea.
Business idea. Things are rolling. Anyway, thank you, all of you. Diana, Nazri, Sadat. Thank you all for taking time out of your very busy days and lives to be with us here today. I really appreciate that. And hopefully we can do this again, either leading up to MIHAS or during or after or whenever. I think you guys are a goldmine of information and resources that will be continuously useful to our audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Salam. Thank you. Bye-bye.